York City. But that was the route completed by Big Country in December when they played here in Roseland on Broadway. They had 3 top 10 singles from their top 5 album, The Crossing. And in America, that title proved to be an omen, as they had a top 20 album and single first time around, a very rare achievement for a new group, and one that lead singer and songwriter Stuart Adamson's earlier group, The Skids, didn't have. Most of their releases didn't even come out in the United States. Big Country is a very ambitious name, suggesting some sort of vision. Did you have an idea in your head of what you wanted to achieve?
I had an idea of the songs in my head, but I think when Bruce and I first started working together, we knew the sort of things that we wanted to do. But we knew it had to be the right bunch of people we got together, and it took us about a year to finally get together with Mark and Tony.
Because the first lot really didn't work out?
No, it didn't work out at all. It was a blow up sound.
Bruce, how did you come to meet Stuart?
I've known Stuart since, he was in the Skids. My old group used to play local places in Scotland, and when the Skids came back up to Scotland, we used to support them, like Dunfermline, Edinburgh, places like that, just open up for them.
You actually had this astonishing story, which is in fact true, that you were washing down nuclear submarines and one day had radioactive shoes?
Yes, that's true. I was working in the dockyard for about 4 years. I used to work in the sewage tanks of submarines, putting in ballast, so the submarine doesn't tilt.
Ballast.
And one day I went to this disco, and I didn't have time to go and get changed. So I went to this disco and I was standing under the lights. Next minute I looked down, the boots were glowing green. So that was it. Took my notice in the next day.
That's why his hair stinks up.
That's how you're going to get a clout.
Well, Bruce, so many people have commented that it sounds like the bagpipes playing. How do you get that sound from the guitar?
Bad playing. No, it's just the way that both guitars play across each other and the effects we use. Actually, we were up in Canada doing a gig and they had a piper outside. So Stuart taught me how to play Fields of Fire on the bagpipes, and it sounded nothing at all like our guitar playing. It's completely different.
Stuart, why did it not work out with Chris Thomas? You did the first single, Harvest Home.
I think Chris really wasn't on the same wavelength as the group was. I mean, I had a very defined idea about how the group should sound, and I think with Chris the sound was a bit soft, a bit too... It made it sound tried to make it sound like other people, so it would be successful rather than actually bring out what was best about the music and best about the group, I think. We got on very well, well at least what I did, and I thought he was a really nice bloke, but I think what's better with Steve for us,
Steve really
like that, is that he seems to, I don't think he has one set production style. I think he seems to get more into the spirit of what the group is doing, that he's working with, and bring out the best in them and make them be creative rather than him putting his stamp of authority on it, as it were.
Well, certainly with Steve Lillywhite, you had a limited number of days to work, and you came up straight away with Fields of Fire, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. I think the song itself was only written about a week before we recorded it.
In a Big Country was a hit in Britain, but in America it seems to be more than that. Some people treat it as a kind of anthem, and indeed, I've read that when you've played it live, you've introduced it by asking everybody to listen to the words. It contains a kind of message. What would you say that is?
Well, the song itself is just about having a sense of optimism in times of adversity, really. It's like saying to people, well, you can look in yourself for something deeper than just the bad situation that you might be in at that time.
Stuart, you spoke of the optimism behind some of the songs of Big Country, and Chance, I think, is one that is in that groove completely, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Chance is a complete opposite, really. And that song's just about a situation that is happening more and more throughout the world, I think, where people do get divorced and someone's left to bring up kids on their own. Especially on a woman's side of it, where she finds it hard to go out and work and stuff, and provide a decent support for them. So the song's about that situation, really.
And Tony, you had to choose between joining the Pretenders in this group, is that right?
It wasn't difficult. We were in Big Country when we actually started. The day we started recording the first single, Chris Thomas asked me to help the Pretenders out because they just sacked Pete Farnham. And later that afternoon, Jimmy came to see me and actually asked me to join the group. I knew that this is where, the next couple of years of my life was going to be with Big Country anyway.
That showed an extraordinary faith. What was
No,
it?
it's just the fact it'd been like sort of taking an early pension going with the Pretenders. You know, a couple of tours of America, a few more albums, and then that's money in the bank. I'm not really in the business just for money. Obviously, it helps, but it's the challenge and the adventure of big country that excites me the most.
Some of the songs on the album, The Crossing, relate to rather desperate situations. A lost expedition, for example, or a doomed ship. Does this kind of tale intrigue you?
I think the songs that you really, what I do is I'm writing about a specific situation or an emotion or whatever, and instead of just writing it down in plain black and white, try and draw a stream of images or actually tell a story that will describe that thing rather than just have it over and done with within 3 lines.
Well, you've got a new one now, Wonderland?
Yeah.